Chip all over it.
Oh, let's do it. I'm not candy in my teeth.
Good. You want to go outside. He said, I'm ready to go. Yeah, here you go.
Follow us. There's the center aisle. You're going down and then which chair you sit in?
Just right back in his room for I know.
Sometimes for the. So we're kind of like. Yeah, basically the same way. Yeah, they're kind of doing a mini version. And the podium is off to the left.
And Mike, please chuck him just slightly more.
The driver sitting straight in front of the house, and the TV. And the podium is no, but I'll let her know.
Okay. Oh, but now.
You get about. Yes, yes. I'm okay. I'm looking at Jimmy.
There you go.
No.
How are you?
I'm gonna sit. Miranda, we got you.
Good to go.
Do you want me to get the tissues now? Yeah, we're definitely.
Yeah, everybody's.
I'm gonna step on my own toe.
Yeah, to keep yourself from.
Yeah, so I'll be in pain. I'll be in pain. It's like, they're unlike, to get hurt, just get
So I step on it.
Like, that's your floor.
No, that's me. I'm still over it. Everybody ready to go home?
Very good.
You tried to what? I think so. I'm leaving on my second. Yeah, we're all getting anxious in college.
Big boy, like he's like,
Every day. How's your puppy today? All right. Thank you. Thank you. Good, that's good.
Well, he'll be the judge of that.
Hey, we had this reading of Rick Kentucky that's returning to Rick College. Found out the name. That's all right. It's not even a thing to change it.
That is a great thing. As long as it's not for the LCA. Oh. I'd like to welcome everybody to Guiding Us with Line graduation. I'd like to reflect for a moment before we get started with this celebration, and just to say it's been a long time. It's been a very long time. We've had a virtual graduation celebrating the wonderful work that we've all done to get ourselves and our communities and each other through the past couple of years. In March of 2020, I got a call, and the call was that we were going to have a very quick graduation because the airports are about to close and things are about to change, not only for Guiding Eyes in New York, but the world at large. And I'd like to just say for all of you that have been doing things virtually on Zoom and all the other things that we've had to get through, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here, particularly the raisers that have put these beautiful dogs in their lives. Not only is a guide dog incredibly important to a person with a visual impairment, not only does it provide independence and mobility, but during the pandemic, our guide dogs provided that extra emotional support as well as independence that we needed when social distancing became very difficult for a blind person to conduct when you actually need a little help getting around. So what we saw was an incredible surge in demands for dogs in general and in guide dogs specifically. And so we are really, really, really pleased to be here today in person for the first time, having a Guiding Eyes to the Blind graduation. So what a wonderful moment. We're going to celebrate today. We're going to hear some music, some songs, as well as from the Razors and from, we had a Razor reception, as well as from our training team that brought these amazing dogs to where they are today, up front with the graduate, also to recognize our own training. But I'd like to start by thanking the team here at Guiding Eyes to the Blind for working together. We've experienced a lot of changes as an organization, adapting to the changes that the world has put upon us. We've done a great job, not only the nursing team in terms of being able to keep all of us, the nursing team being able to keep all of us safe. I'd like to thank Stephanie and the nurses for Don and Kathy for all the overnight work that you did, keeping the students and us safe. I'd also like to thank the kitchen staff. I know Rick said he wanted to take Jerome home with him. Can't do that. Thank you to the whole kitchen staff for doing such a great job feeding us all as a team while we work here on campus, as well as in Patterson, Whelping Kennel, Breeding Kennel, everybody that brings the puppies into where they are today. Actually, Rich was saying that Jimmy, I don't know if everybody knows, but Jimmy Leach, I call him Jimmy Leach, I call him Jimmy Leach. He makes all of our leads for us. The lead that I'm holding right now on Blaze, my running guy, was made by Jimmy some years ago, and he's done a great job making those for Guiding Eyes for the Blind. And Rich asked Jimmy to make a belt with a couple extra loops because of the work he's done on campus here with the kitchen staff. So I think one or two more holes in that belt would hurt, right, Rich?
A couple.
A couple. But also just congratulating both of you, as well as Ashley and Terry and the graduates at home for choosing Guiding Eyes again. We've had returning graduates, two from Maryland, Florida, obviously Colorado, and elsewhere throughout the United States, coming to Guiding Eyes and choosing us as their guide dog school of choice. Of course, Guiding Eyes offers so much to the graduate community in terms of follow-up support. So we all know once you go home, you're part of the community. We'll continue to be there for you. I'd also like to thank on campus here, and I don't have a moment to thank some of the trainers that were doing work back home, but I'd like to also just ask for a very, very warm and loud round of applause for Miranda and Shannon for bringing this class through. Miranda and Shannon have the difficult and challenging job of placing the dogs with the individuals and also doing training, but what's really fantastic is they get to do the final touch. And we know that none of that would be possible without all the people that work in the kennels, as well as the veterinary department, and most importantly, the volunteers for Guiding Us for the Blind. So big thank you to all of the volunteers who make this happen. I see Helen is here, our volunteer coordinator. But we could not do this work without the volunteers that take a dog into their home when they're a puppy, socialize the dog, bring it back during the weekends, but also take a dog into their home and either raise or co-raise, start, finish a dog, and enable them to really choose a career their path. And for those dogs that are here today, choose that career path as a guide dog. And I don't know, this mic is going in and out, I apologize, maybe it's sliding, but we just want to thank all of you volunteers from the bottom of our heart for choosing our organization to support. I know for some of you who've raised 15 dogs or more, it's an incredible lifetime dedication. For some of you that are raising a dog for the first time and experiencing what it's like, this is a very tearful moment because giving up your dog to somebody, I have a pet dog at home, and I have my Guiding Eyes dog Blaze. It's incredibly, incredibly difficult to give up a dog that you love. I know you know that going into the process. I know that we all think about that, but the real impact comes from knowing, and it doesn't just happen in a moment, but knowing that you're truly having an impact on someone's life. So thank you so much for that. I'd also like to just next say to the students that you're about to go on a great adventure. I know for those of you who've had a guide dog from us before, you know what that's like, but for those of you that have a guide dog for the first time, it's not easy adjusting to having a guide dog. It takes work, it takes dedication, it takes patience, and it also takes advocacy. And one of the things I'd like to say before I get off the stage is all of us who have a guide dog, all of us who are blind, not only have the benefit of being independent, mobile, and active, but we're also constantly advocating as individuals to have access with our guide dogs. A guide dog is an extension of our being, but inevitably, there are times when we are going to be turned away. We don't talk about this a lot, but it happens. It happened to me on a recent trip where I took an Uber and the Uber said, "You may not be in my car." And I tried to explain the difference between a guide dog and a pet and the fact that service animals have access rights. But that's an educational moment that we all have, not only as guide dog users, but as volunteers and as staff. And as we go through life with our guide dogs, there will probably be 100, maybe 1,000 times where you'll have to explain to somebody, as polite as you can be, that your service dog is an extension of your being. Without them, you will lose your independence. But that's something that we still have to work on as individuals, as an organization, and as a country to have better access rights for people with disabilities in general, whether it's putting a wheelchair on an airplane or having a guide dog and be able to travel with a guide dog. And I encourage us all to take that advocacy lesson and do something to help people understand that access rights are incredibly important for people with a guide dog. And that the two questions that you can ask is, what service does the dog perform? And what function is the dog performing, which for us is a guide dog? And is that a service animal? And is it a service animal? Absolutely. What function does it perform? It helps to guide you. Those are two incredibly important questions that we all need to know, that we can answer and also can be asked, and it's appropriate to ask. That's an issue that a lot of people face that I think we just need to be diligent about and informing people about. Anybody who's a graduate from Guiding Extra Blind can relate to the story of being turned away, either from a restaurant or a hotel or an aircraft or even in a situation where you might really need to get somewhere. So as a community, that's something we continue to work on collectively. And of course, Guiding Extra Blind sets the bar with these dogs and enables us as a community to be able to take the best behaved dogs into the environment, really set the bar high, and enable everybody to be able to travel safely, as well as to really set the standard for guide dog schools and service dog schools around the world. If you see the way that these dogs are behaved when they're in transit with us. I'll stop there, and I'd like to invite our Director of Client Experience to the podium. I'd like to also congratulate Ben in this new role. One of the things that we really worked on here at Guiding Eyes during the past couple of months is defining a new team, which is called the Client Experience Team, and it's really designed to be that advocate for our students and graduates. That's why I took a little bit of time to explain what advocacy looks like. And I'd like to congratulate Ben Colley for that role. Ben, come on up. Yeah, switch mics. Thank you very much, Thomas, and thank you all for being here today. It's really nice to be back in Alumni Hall filled with people. I think this is probably the most people that this room has seen since the pandemic started, so really nice. So bringing a dog and a person together to become a guide dog partnership is definitely a team sport. And it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to learn the skills needed to travel with a guide dog and to learn to work with a newly trained dog. The same can be said of developing a young puppy into the wonderfully well-behaved guide dogs we celebrate today. Two of our graduates that we're celebrating are here receiving their first guide dogs. and 4 are returning to us for successor dogs. To our graduates, Sa, Luann, who received home training, and Jimmy, Rich, Ashley, and Terry, we value your continued commitment for those of you who are receiving successor dogs, and we welcome the 2 first-time graduates to the Guiding Eyes community. We'd also like to thank you all for putting your trust in us as an organization and for choosing to come to Guiding Eyes. We wish you safe travels together, and as Thomas mentioned, we really, this is just the beginning. It's a little more hard work when you get home, but just remember that you have a ton of support here. We're just a phone call away if you need us. I'd also like to thank, in addition to Shannon and Miranda, I believe Stephanie and Nikki are here in the back. I'd like to give Stephanie and Nikki a round of applause. They are the home training instructors. As part of our commitment to provide tailored services to our students and graduates, we have a home training program, and it really takes a lot of commitment for the home training instructor. They go for anywhere from 10 days to 2 weeks, living out of a hotel to train with the graduate in their home community. So thank you, Nikki and Stephanie, for all that you do. I'd like to, and lastly, to our community of puppy raisers, volunteers, donors, and staff, I'd like to extend my thank you to you for all that you do to make this possible. It's an honor and a privilege to be part of this wonderful community, and I thank you all very much. With that, I'd like to invite Gerald Rennickmeyer, who is our Director of the Puppy Program.
Thank you, Ben. My name is Gerald Brankmeyer, and I'm the Director of Canine Program Development here at Guiding Eyes. I feel very fortunate to be at a job that allows me to work both with the puppy program team, but I also work here at the training school, so I get to see a lot of the process that it takes to make a guide dog. A lot's happened over the last 2 years, and Tom alluded to that, Ben alluded to that, and all I can say to the raisers is thank you for your patience and your understanding. We wrote several newsletters asking for more patience and understanding, and you were always there to support us, so thank you. Here at the training school, we get to know the dogs that you raised, but we'll never know them quite like you do. You have spent more time with them than we ever could. You have the most influence on their development. You not only lay the foundation, but you also give them the confidence to conquer whatever is put in front of them, from busy city streets to walking rural country trails. Our dogs will be at home wherever their future brings them. So today we celebrate not only the graduates, but you and all your hard work. Yes, there might be some tears as we give the gift of a guide to someone else, but to me it is so exciting and fulfilling to be part of a process that makes this all work. And it only works because of people like you, raisers who are willing to get young pups, train them during the most difficult and demanding time of their lives. Your willingness to open your homes to them, go to classes, show them the world, and of course, love them. That's what makes this all possible. So thank you again from all of us for putting a piece of your heart into the guide dogs that are here before you today. I really like a quote by Elizabeth Andrew. Volunteers do not necessarily have the time, but they do have the heart. Now I'd like to hand out the certificates to the raisers for the May 9th class. If you're here, we have them, so you can come on up. We have Marjorie and Stephen Moore, who raised Tampa. We have Jennifer Nair, who raised Flowey. Who also raised Flowey. Or Neville. We also just quickly want to recognize the raises who could not come today. John Tyler, also with Neville. The Smith family, who helped raise Judge. Stephen and Deborah Nolan, who helped raise Judge. The Rauschenbach family for raising Bushka, the home training dog. Kyle Whalen, Rachel Shu, and the Zanino family for raising Jada. So thank you all for helping me. Thank you all for helping make today possible and for your amazing commitment to guiding us.
Next, we're going to have Miranda Beckman come up and present the graduates.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miranda Beckman. It has been far too long since I've been here celebrating the graduating class. I am so excited and a little emotional to be here. These guys. First of all, I just have to say, they have been such an incredible class. It's no surprise to me that our two guys retrains were in touch with their puppy raisers well before today, and they were so excited to reach out to that part of the community and acknowledge how important and how passionate our puppy raisers are. I can't imagine how dedicated these people must have been trying to give the dogs the normal amount of socialization during the pandemic. I just really want to say my heart goes out to you. I've raised one puppy, that's it, for Guiding Eyes. It was tremendously eye-opening, and I am forever grateful for the folks that do it time and time again. The dogs that you see are here in front of us are just really spectacular dogs, but the people that we've been able to match them with are absolutely incredible, from varying backgrounds, wonderful talents, and you're going to hear from them in a little bit. I just want to say to our group, it has been an honor and a privilege, and I will miss each and every one of you. And I am so pleased to just be a small part of your journey. We are always here for you and for your dogs, but it is an adventure, and I've so enjoyed it. I think I can speak for Shannon as well, that this really was just such a blast. And every day coming up with the new tasks, the new challenges, actually really did put us into a little bit of what can we do with them next? You guys are up for everything, and it is so appreciated. I would like to just take a moment and acknowledge these folks that Shannon hands out their certificates. Congratulations to Ashley Townsend from Denver, Colorado. Harry Nettles from Silver Spring, Maryland, with Guide Dogs. From Palm Harbor, Florida, with Guide Dogs Tampa. And Jimmy Leach from Baltimore, Maryland, with Guide Dog Judge. I wish you all the best in the upcoming adventures, and I know you guys now, so there will be adventures with your dogs. And again, I want to say congratulations to our home training grads and the puppy raisers who raised the dogs. For Luann Schmidt with Jada and Nikki, who did that home training in Irving, Texas, as well as Sabra Spencer and Bushka in Raleigh, North Carolina, trained by Stephanie Corrett. Also, so many of the trainers are here today who've helped either have a hand in the dogs or work the dogs while some of us were out. And I'm so glad that you guys are here. It is so fun to have this many people in a room together again. I can't I didn't tell you how much I enjoyed this. So I thank you all for coming. And now I'm going to turn this over to Melissa. Oh, no, I'm not. Now I'm going to turn it over to the wonderful Terry Nettles, who has a song for us. Yes. All right. Would you like that? Sorry, guys. So thanks a lot. That's how I hope I can get through this. Thanks to Miranda. Anyway, I wanted to welcome all of the puppy raisers and thank them so very much. Sorry. For the love and support that they have given all of our pups. And to our wonderful trainers that we've had, who have taken them that very next step and have gotten them through the training and have matched them up with us. And I want to thank the Guiding Eyes staff. They are truly a family. This is my 7th guide with GED. I started in 1979, so I've seen a lot of changes, and they're all for the best now. So, and especially I want to thank our guide dogs, because without them, we would not have the independence that we have. I typically do either a poem or a song in the different classes that I've been in. So I'm going to do a song. I'm going to do it a cappella. It's to the tune of Always by Atlanta Star. And so I've made some changes in it. So hopefully I can do this. Okay. Neville is to me all that a guide dog should be, and he dedicates his life to me always. A match like this is rare. It must have been sent from up above, and I know it's here to stay for always. And we both know that our bond will grow, and forever it will be you and me. Hey, ooh, you're like the sun, chasing all the rain away. When you wag your tail, you bring brighter days. You're the perfect guide for me, and you forever will be. You'll be by my side for always. Come with me, my Neville. Lots of love and praise we'll get from me, and it will bring you joy for always. With you by my side, the metro and cruise ships you will ride, I will keep your love inside for always. And we both know that our bond will grow, and forever it will be you and me. Hey, ooh, you're like the sun, chasing all the rain away. When you wag your tail, you bring brighter days. You're the perfect guide for me, and you forever will be. And you'll be by my side for always. Ooh, 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 you'll be by my side All right. It's because I'm short. Thank you, Shannon. Wow, that is a very tough act to follow, Terry. That was beautiful. Thank you all so much for being here today. It has felt so rejuvenating to, hold on. Okay, it has felt so rejuvenating to be a part of this community. This is my second dog, but my first time at Guiding Eyes for the Blind. I have to say, our instructors and all of the staff here are absolutely incredible. It's like staying in a resort. They feed you constantly, and pamper you and talk you up and make you believe you can do anything. And I've had some moments with Shannon and Miranda where not only is their humor amazing and spot on, but also just, the way that they are able to help us through, this is an emotional process. And I am an emotional person. And they have been so good with all of that. I want to thank my classmates. We're a very enthusiastic, fun bunch. I know there's only 4 of us here, but I think we've made it super exciting. And there's no lack of enthusiasm with this group and working with our dogs. And so if I'm leaving anyone out, I'm really sorry, but I'm like, oh, I'm feeling it. It has been so incredible to get to meet Lolly's team of puppy raisers today, which she's peeking around the podium. As she has. I'm not going to win on that one. You guys are absolutely amazing. I want to thank my mom's best friend, Carol, my New York mom, for being here today as well. For everybody who's watching on the live stream, and everybody who couldn't make it here today, who has also poured their hearts out into these beautiful, beautiful, I don't even like to say dogs, Rich doesn't either, these beautiful, beautiful souls that are now our partners. Thank you so, so much. I haven't had a working guide in 7 years. And in these past 2 weeks, Molly's also a running guide. As you can tell, she wants to go. She's also a running guide, and I got to go running with her yesterday. I've never smiled so much while running. And I just truly feel like I have come alive, and you all have given us that gift through your selflessness and through pouring your hearts out into these dogs. And I'm so glad to be a part of a school where we can keep in touch. And I really see it as my job to earn being her person. And I know that all my classmates do as well. That's a privilege, not a right. And we're all gonna keep earning it. And I'm gonna go sit this girl down because she's also feeling very emotional. So thank you all so much.
I earned this certificate. Welcome, everybody. And it'll make me look good. Thank you all for being here. And what a powerful place. The learning that goes on here is incredible. And I know there's a lot of people involved. Wait, I gotta step on my own toe. Maybe this will work. So, it's not working. So, anyway, I'm gonna, why don't you come over and. But anyway, so I would love to thank these people over here. we've had a great time. We've learned a lot about our dogs, and I even learned a new language. It's called Kentucky. And I found out what a tur means. It's not what I thought. So anyway, and I know a lot went into raising all of our puppies. And going forward, Tamper and I are going to be a team. But it wasn't me. I think Julie could go. Anyway, all the people that helped us be a team. I know there were other people that trained with Tampa, but these two ladies were especially helpful. And again, like they said, great sense of humor. I don't think the bus rides were ever as long as they should have been, because there was a lot of humor and a lot of funny stories that were being told. I'm not sure that they all were true, but they were funny. And so, but these ladies are outstanding with all their knowledge and their skill that they passed along, so that Tampa and I, who's going to Florida, by the way, with the name of Tampa. And so we'll be able to be a team and be a solid team. And I know that I will hear Shannon's voice in the back of my head, reminding me of something, but it'll probably have that Kentucky twang as she's saying it in the back of my head. So we all wanted to say thank you to these two ladies. So what we did, we got together with some thank you cards, so that we each had a chance to write down what we wanted to share with them. And in my exuberance, I only got one of them. The other's in my room, but this means that you both have to come to dinner now. So we actually have a little bit more shared time. But if the two of you would come up, we'd all like to at least share, I guess, Shannon's.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Again, thank you all.
Thank you, Rich, and to the rest of the grads. What a wonderful first graduation. So next, I'd like to invite Melissa Carney, who is our community outreach and graduate support manager at Guiding Heights of the Month. Thomas talked earlier about advocacy, and Melissa joined our team during the pandemic, and we're so lucky to have her because she's an expert advocate. She knows a lot about the law and has been wonderful for our graduate community. So Melissa's here to close graduation. So thank you, Melissa.
Hi everyone, I'm Melissa. I stood here 6 years ago giving my graduate speech, and I'm gonna get emotional too. That seems to be the trend, and I'm all for it. I remember graduation being such a memorable experience, and looking here now, even though we've all been through a global pandemic, it still has the same feel. It's an incredible time to celebrate the accomplishments of our wonderful graduates, and this class has been absolutely lovely. My guide dog is not here with me today. He's still undergoing some medical procedures. And I have to say, yesterday, I was just surrounded by so much love and support from these four. And I'm so incredibly grateful. I just need to share how compassionate they are. And I couldn't be more proud and honored to close out the ceremony on their behalf. And I just want to thank all the raisers, trainers, veterinary staff, everyone who made the dog's journey possible, the graduate's journey possible. It's an experience like no other having a guide dog, and it's because of your dedication that we're all here today. So thank you so much. We want to invite all of the raisers and graduates to join us for dinner at 5. If dinner is any good as those cookies and that cheese, we're in for a nice treat. So hopefully you all will be able to join us. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so happy to be resuming in-person graduations. Thank you.
Thanks, Melissa. And if you could give the graduates a moment to head out of the room first and meet them up for dinner in about 15 minutes, it'd be great. Thank you.